Today we're trying to win with Etrata the Silencer in Historic. Alright, so here is our Etrata Ninja Surprise deck, and I'm really excited to see if Etrata can work now, thanks to some new Kamigawa Neon Dynasty stuff. Thanks to some new Kamigawa Neon Dynasty stuff, Etrata notoriously hard alt-win condition. 4 mana 3/5 can't be blocked. When it hits your opponent, you get to exile one of their creatures with a hit counter on it. And then if your opponent has 3 or more creatures exiled with hit counters, they lose the game. The problem is, then Etrata shuffles into your library. So that means if you're playing Etrata fairly, you gotta draw it 3 different times. 3 times to actually be able to win the game with its hit counters. The other issue with Etrata is, once your opponent gets 2 hit counters, they usually stop playing creatures, so it's really hard to actually see that 3rd hit counter, even though 2 hit counters and your opponent locked out of playing creatures is still technically an Etrata win in my book. But because of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, both of Etrata's big problems, I think, might be solved. So here is the idea of our deck. We're playing Etrata with ninjas, specifically cheap ninjutsu ninjas, like Moon-Circuit Hacker and Ingenious Infiltrator. And the idea is, we can hit our opponent with Etrata, and we can get Etrata's trigger to exile something with a hit counter, and then, with that trigger on the stack, we can ninjutsu Moon-Circuit Hacker, Ingenious Infiltrator, maybe even Thousand Face Shadow, to pick up Etrata. We're not going to get the combat damage trigger with any of our ninjas or anything, because it's already past that point, but it's a way to avoid having to shuffle Etrata back into our library. So in theory, let's say we got 5 mana, we hit you with Etrata, we get a hit counter on something, we Moon-Circuit Hacker for 1 mana, pick up Etrata, then we can just use our other mana to replay Etrata, so next turn we attack again and do it again. So we could potentially be getting those 3 hit counters over the course of 3 turns without having to draw our Etrata a bunch of times from our deck. The other new addition is Satoru Yumezawa, which works well with ninjutsu stuff, drawing cards, all that stuff. But the real synergy here is this is a way we can sneak an Etrata into play without our opponent expecting it. So if we get those 2 hit counters and our opponent gonna be really hesitant, worried about the 3rd Etrata, we can theoretically have Satoru out and then just ninjutsu Etrata into play by surprise without our opponent playing around it to get the 3rd hit counter and win the game. Otherwise, we got a bunch of cheap stuff to ninjutsu off of. Kaido, really good in a ninja deck. It's card draw. It's unblockable stuff to ninjutsu off of. Some removal encounters, mana base, pretty typical stuff. Sideboard, a bunch of removal, some discard, some counters, some graveyard hate. And that is Etrata Ninja Surprise for Historic. That's our against the odds deck for this week. So let's see if it's possible to actually win with Etrata in Historic. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. You can pick up all the Magic the Gathering cards you need and support the show, and even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker by heading over to cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Against the odds time, we are trying to win with Etrata in Historic this week, and well, no Etrata. We do have a redraw potentially, which I guess is something. Play the land past the turn. Untap land in Dragon Rage Channeler. Alright, so we draw more lands, unfortunately. I'll go attacking Moon-Circuit Hacker, pick up the Outcast. Hit ya. Draw. More Changeling Outcast. Well, Changeling Outcast. Go. Upkeep Spikefield Hazard, okay. Mill's a dork. Well, we need to stop drawing lands. That's number 1. Opponent seems to be trying to find lands, although they just cast a land as a spell. Opponent goes attacking. Passes. Get in, hit ya. Loot. Discard. Probably Watery Grave? Yeah, let's discard Watery Grave. Thoughtseize our opponent. All right, so opponent just really needs lands. We will take the Lightning Helix. Play the land. Changeling Outcast. Thousand Face Shadow. Go. Opponent. Get 2 Lava Runner. Wow, staying aggro. All right, we'll go race mode. Down to 14. Well, Watery Grave, untapped. Go to combat. Attack you. Thousand Face Shadow. Pick up Thousand Face Shadow. Copy Moon-Circuit Hacker. So you want to draw first and then loot. I draw land, loot away the land. Pass the turn. Opponent down to 8. I mean, they do have a lightning bolt in hand. They're also getting close to being dead. Opponent goes attacking, hits us. Down to 9. Infiltrator. All right, well, play the land. Go to combat. Attack. Infiltrator. Pick up Thousand Face Shadow. Are we bolting creatures? Opponent's thinking about it. Wow, they take it. All right, so opponent goes to 1. We get to draw an ungodly number of cards. All right. Well, opponent's just hoping they can kill us, I guess. Wizard's Lightning our face. Gets to surveil. Well, there's Etrata. Loot. Discard Saturu. Discard. Sadly, Etrata. This game's ending in a turn in one way or another. Ornithopter. Is it worth thought seizing? How do we lose? Yeah, I think we don't thought seize. All right, we just passed the turn. We block with the Ornithopter. We drown in the lock and then win. Yeah, Etrata just, I mean, we're going to get the win. We didn't find Etrata in time, though. It would have been pretty helpful. Like, all these lightning bolts are not good at killing Etrata. We just found it a little too late. Lightning Helix. Well, we will drown in the lock that. And opponent gives it up. All right, well, not an Etrata win, but a nice little ninja beatdown. All right, opponent's playing Boros Burn. We don't actually have anything specifically for Burn. Crippling Fear is probably fine. Bloodchief's Thirst. Could bring in like a Spell Pierce. What are we going down? That's a real question. Going down, maybe a Kaido, a couple of Thought Seizes. Actually, maybe we go down all the Thought Seizes and bring another Spell Pierce. Let's try it like that. Thought Seize, I just don't know if it's worth spending the life in this matchup. It might not be. All right, so opponent's on the play. Okay. I wouldn't call this the dream draw, but we'll keep it. Well, tap land. Ornithopter, go. If they spend a lightning bolt on an Ornithopter, we're kind of okay with that. Bonded Courier. And the opponent goes attacking. Well, we will block. Okay. Well, not a lightning bolt, but our opponent did spend a spell to kill our Ornithopter. Ooh, Saturu. Well, play the land. I think we're just going to weigh down Saturu now. We can drown in the lock something. Opponent, combat. Let's kill the Bonded Courier. Still would love to find Etrata. Start killing this stuff. We got the Moon Circuit Hacker to go with it. Maybe a Saturu can help us find it. We're going to need something to ninjutsu, though. Opponent hits us. Down to 18. Passes. Well, land on blue. Saturu Yumazawa. And goo. Helix is our face. 4 toughness is a reasonable place to me. The bad news is opponent's not that far away from turning us on. This Bonded Courier is doing some work. Opponent goes to combat attacks. Yeah, we're gonna kill it. Yeah. Well, that's fine. We will play Kaido. Mega Dork. Watery Grave. Tapped. Pass the turn. We need Etrata. We're not in bad shape. Like, our opponent's down to 2 cards and we're still at 15. Oh boy. Well, now I kind of wish we played that untapped. Opponent. Chandra Torture Defiance. Wow, gonna tick down, eh? All right. Oh, there's Etrata. All right, let's loot. Discard an Etrata. Play an Etrata. Pass the turn. Saying take up Chandra. Wow, takes up for mana. What is our opponent doing? Okay. Toralf's Disciple. I mean, okay. Lightning bolts in hand. No blocks. Opponent passes. Okay, so we go to combat. Attack our opponent. Hit our opponent. Get rid of the creature. Ninjutsu Moon Circuit Hacker. Pick up Etrata. So we get to kill the Disciple. We get the Etrata counter. And we don't have to shuffle our Etrata back into our library. So Disciple down. the synergy. The sweet, sweet Etrata synergy. It's so good with these cheap ninjutsu merfolk, or ninjas. Well, Changeling Outcast. And pass the turn. 2 more. Lightning Helix is our face. You know what? That's fine. Sure. Down to 12. We're gonna win with Etrata anyway. Bonded Courier. Ticks up. Lightning Helix. Hits us. You know what? Let's Spell Pierce that. Stay at 12. All right, opponent attacks. I mean, this means they lose their Chandra. So we go to 11, opponent draws a card, but we can kill the Chandra. Go to combat, hit the Chandra. Can't stop it. Etrata returns. We have one exiled. 1 Hearthstone card. All right, 2 more. We need 2 more. Opponent goes combat attacks. Well, we definitely block. Opponent can cash it in. Hopefully they hit some creature. Wow, okay, opponent drew a lightning bolt. That is a draw. All right, opponent's making this very close. So I get to draw 2 cards. Okay, that's fine. Dragon Rage Channeler. That's just something for Etrata to eat. That's actually good for us. So now we go to combat. Same shenanigans. Attack, attack. Hit ya. Get rid of the Dragon Rage Channeler. Pick up Etrata. Okay, 2. That's 2. We need 1 more. We need 1 more. We need 1 more. We need 1 more. We got the Etrata win. Changeling Outcast, go. Opponent taps. Can we see a creature? Can we see it? Our opponent might just be locked out of playing creatures. Chandra. Okay. Well, that can hit us down to 6.
I know.
Okay, just a land. So we drop to 6. Opponent passes. Go to combat. We gotta kill the Chandra. The only thing I worry, does this count as a Etrata win? Because the thing is, at this point, I just expect our opponent will not play another creature no matter what. So maybe this is as close as we can get. So we've essentially just, our opponent can't play creatures. If they play a creature, they lose. Go to combat, attack with everything, hack up a Changeling Outcast. So we have officially locked our opponent out of playing creatures for the rest of the game. Hit our opponent down to 8. Okay, I think we want this one to resell first. We want the card draw one to resell first, ideally. Thousand Face Shadow. Land that will discard. 1 more. Land that will discard. Well, Drowned Catacombs. Changeling Outcast. Well, this is it. Opponent can hit us down to 4, but then they're gonna need like double bolt, I guess, or something similar. Opponent, ram, and that Bruin's down to 4. Yup. Do you have it, opponent? Do you have it? Do you have 2 bolts? No. They're probably drawing creatures. I mean, in some sense, I think that counts as a Etrata win. We don't know what's in our opponent's hand, but we got 2 counters on 2 creatures with our ninjutsu trick, and then our opponent just, they couldn't play their creatures. So I think that actually does sort of count. That's one of the things I wonder about this deck is, unless we can get Satoru Umezawa for the surprise Etrata for the last counter, I don't know if we'll ever, I guess we got to be in a matchup where our opponent already has a bunch of creatures on the battlefield when we start doing this. So then we're able to, our opponent will have a choice. They can't choose to not play creatures, but I wonder if we'll ever actually see the third card in exile, because I think what normally happens is you get 2 and then your opponent just like stops playing creatures because they can't afford that 3rd hit counter. But the plan worked. 1 mana ninjutsu, Etrata. I mean, keep it going. No shuffle back in. That's 1 Etrata. Against odds time, we are trying to find out if ninjas mean that Etrata is good finally for the first time ever. Yeah, all right. Well, we don't have Etrata, but we do have Satoru, which is sweet, and we got something to ninjutsu off of, so we'll keep this. It's fine. I don't know if I'd call it exciting, but it's fine. I mean, Satoru's ability will hopefully find us Etrata, and then we can be in business. Opponent land. Well, Hive of the Eye Tyrant and Thought Sees You. Domri, Gruul Spellbreaker, Ilharg. Those are all annoying cards. I mean, we'll take the one our opponent can cast soonest, I guess, past the turn. That's some big stuff. Gonna need to find our Etrata to answer these big things. Opponent plays a land, passes. Kaido Suzuki, well, play Changeling Outcast. Drowned Catacombs, go. Opponent, land, and top decked another Gruul Spellbreaker. Gonna go attacking. Well, play the land, play Satoru, hit you for 1. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent does not just go land. Like, that would be the worst. Opponent. Jeez, all right, Spellbreakers for days. Opponent passes, we draw even more lands. Well, play the land, go to combat, hit you with the Changeling Outcast. Kaido Suzuki. We need a Tara. We need a Etrata. Make a ninja, pass turn. Phase out. Etrata. Oh, opponent draws the land, gets to play the Domri. Oh dear. All right, I think we're in trouble. Oh my goodness. Wow! What absurd running for our opponent. Okay. All right, well, we're dead. Well, it is just, okay. Well, yeah, okay. No Etrata. We will go on to game 2. That was unfortunate. Holy running for our opponent. Whoo! That is some of the more impressive running I've seen ever. Well, we will bring in a couple more removal spells. We will go down a Kaido. We will go down. The good news is I do not know how this deck actually beats. How does this deck actually beat Etrata? It shouldn't really be able to beat Etrata. I mean, that was just unfortunate. We thought Seize Gruul Spellbreaker. Our opponent's next 2 draws were Gruul Spellbreakers. And you question Crusting Beast. The way we went land. Like, what do you even say or do about that? Like, what is the option? There really isn't one. Well, we're going to, let's see, play the tap land, play Changeling Outcast. We got our Etrata. We'll see if we can get it down. Opponent, tap land. Oh, that's not the worst. So play Ottawa. Thought sees you. Double Questing Beast, a few Hearthstone cards, Grizzled Huntmaster. Well, we will take a Grizzled Huntmaster, I think. Attack ya. Ninjutsu to draw a card. Yes, please. All right, Infiltrator's not the worst. That lets us pick up the Moon Circuit Hacker, potentially. Llanowar Elves, and... Although if our opponent plays Smashing, we might have to kill the Llanowar. All right, Den of the Bugbear. We draw the land anyway. All right, so we're going to, let's see, Watery Grave untapped. Kill the Llanowar. Play the Changeling Outcast. Go attacking. Might as well loot. Discard. Drown in the lock. All right. We're all in on Etrata. Opponent. Every time they draw what we thought sees. Oh my goodness. All right, so opponent again draws what we thought sees. Gets to tutor a card from their sideboard. We don't get to know what it is. Well, play this on black. Play Etrata. Hit you for 1. About it. Well, we'll see. We will see. That is an Etrata. See what crazy thing our opponent found with their Grizzled Huntmaster. How do they keep drawing what we thought sees? Opponent top decks the land. Oh, it's the Shatter Skull Smashing. All right, so they had the land. Shifting Ceratops. Well, apparently that's the card they grabbed from their sideboard. I'll go to combat. Attack. Hit ya. Exile the Huntmaster. Play Etrata. Play the land. Pass the turn. 1 card with a hit counter. We need 2 more. But it can't be the Ceratops, unfortunately, because of its pro-blue Questing Beast. It can be Questing Beast. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we take 1,000,000. Down to 7. Land is pretty good. So we get to go to combat. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we net for 7. All right, so we go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Trigger at the Questing Beast. Infiltrate. Pick up Etrata. Get an Infiltrator. Questing Beast down. 2 creatures. Etrata returns. All right, opponent's got to kill us this turn, I guess. Hits us. Can't block it. Oh my goodness. Well, fair enough. Against odds time, we are trying to win with Etrata in Historic this week. Playing some Etrata Ninjas. Well, I mean, this will keep. No Etrata, but we have card draw. Uh-oh. Opponent's the control deck, eh? Well, play this on black. Thought sees you. Jawari Disruption, March of Otherworldly Light to Fairy. I mean, I guess we just take March. Take the March and just go on the card draw plan. This is going to be a tough matchup for Etrata in specific, because our opponent's just not going to have creatures. Well, get in, hit you, draw a card. Replay the Ornithopter. So yeah, this is actually like a matchup where it's pretty likely we end up sideboarding out. Pretty likely that we end up sideboarding out the Etrata in the long run. Opponent, land. Narset. Taking it down. Getting a Wrath. Oh, we really needed to hit a land there. Get in, hit the Narset. Pass the turn. We're in a heap of trouble here. Missing land drops. This was where we need to play the Kaido. Opponent passes. We draw the land. Might be a little too late, though, because now our opponent has counters up. I'll go to combat. Kill the Narset. Play the land. Play Kaido. Opponent counters. Yup. Opponent untaps. Land. To Fairy. And going to tick it down. Well, play the land. Play the Kaido. We need to get rid of the Teferi. How can we do that? Oh, we gotta loot. Get rid of the Fatal Push. Opponent untaps with Teferi. Well, a little unfortunate that our opponent just went land after we cast that Thought Seize to get to this Teferi. Narset is an obnoxious magic card, that's for sure. We're trying to loot into a land for this Hive of the Eye Tyrant, although who knows if that'll even work in Teferiville. Opponent passes. Opponent going to kill our Kaido. Well, I mean, play Etrata. Opponent drew another counter. Yeah, I mean, this is just where we get Teferi snowballed out of this game. Opponent draws a card, plays a land. And if we ever get to untap, it doesn't, or if we ever get to play something, it doesn't really matter. Well, this is our one shot. Like, this is the game, and this one attack. Hive of the Eye Tyrant, attack Teferi. If it works, good. If it doesn't work, then I think this is our last shot to get in this game. We'll need a whatever, Fateful Absence. Did you draw a removal spell that can hit Hive of the Eye Tyrant? No. Okay. That changes things. That is a Teferi down. So the game gets to continue for the time being. Opponent scries one to the top. Not exactly the direction we wanted to see, but Shark Typhoon. Well, that's an issue. And a land. And we beat a Shark Typhoon. Is it possible? Is it even possible that we can beat this? We know there's still a Wrath. Well, Thousand Face Shadow. Ingenious Infiltrator. Pass the turn. Yeah. The very Hero Dominaria is so ridiculously strong. Like, what are we going to get 3 turns out of it? Even those 3 turns, probably going to be enough to win our opponent the game. Opponent, Portable Hull, hits the Thousand Face Shadow. And passes. We draw a land. Go to combat. We don't have a way to get the Shark Typhoon off the battlefield, so that's a thing that's going to keep happening forever. All right. Boom. Good game. Well, I mean, that's power to Fairy. Well, sadly, even though we're in a Etrata deck, we literally have to sideboard it out. There's no creatures to hit. We literally can't keep it in our deck, unfortunately. As sweet as the card is, and as much as that is our game plan, we knew going into it that when we ran into blue-white control in specific, we wouldn't really have a choice but just to sideboard out the whole Etrata combo, because it's just, and that's one of the, I guess one of the downsides of the combo is it's just dead against a deck that has no creatures. I mean, I guess Etrata is still a 3/5 unblockable, but that's not going to do it against blue-white control. So, I mean, that's the cost of Etrata's power. Really good against creature decks, unbelievably bad against other decks. All right, we'll try this, I guess. I don't know if I'd consider this a good hand. We got a couple of 1/1s and a Satoru Yumezawa. We do have a couple of counters, which is nice at least. Opponent plays land. Well, we will play the land. We will play Thousand Face Shadow. We will play Changeling Outcast. Pass the turn. Well, come on, card drawing ninjas. Castle of Ventress passes. Well, play a swamp, go to combat attack. March of Otherworldly Light. All right, well, in that case, we're going to take it and get down Satoru Umezawa. I hope our opponent does not have more of those shenanigans. Opponent plays a land, passes. Play the land, go to combat, attack you. Sadly, nothing to ninjutsu at the moment. I mean, I guess we could ninjutsu an Ornithopter, picking up Changeling Outcast, but... No, okay. Well, things are getting worse. A Jano cannot counter that. Pretty confident we can't live 18 turns to win with this Changeling Outcast. But we might be able to live 9 turns to win with 2 Changeling Outcasts. New plan. Problem solved. We got it. Good game. Well, 2 a turn. Got to do that, what, 8 more times. Archmage's Charm to draw some cards. Sure, you do that about it. Plays a land and passes. We draw Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Well, if we're going to draw a land, Hive of the Eye Tyrant is probably the best one we could draw. Opponent. Wandering Emperor. Going to eat a Changeling Outcast. Well, okay, Ornithopter, go. Yeah, I think this is probably a bad matchup for what our deck's trying to do. Opponent plays a land. Cashes in Wandering Emperor to make a dork. To Fairy. Yeah, that's not part of our game plan. All right, come on, something that draws us cards. That would be great. Well, I mean, Biting Palm Ninja is not the worst. We can Biting Palm, pick up the Ornithopter, get a Thoughtseize, hit you to 14. Oh my god, double Shark Typhoon and Mystical Dispute? Well, we'll take the Shark Typhoon. Yeah, replay Ornithopter, pass the turn. How bad is it if our opponent hardcast Shark Typhoon again? Probably pretty bad. Unfortunately, we can't quite drown in the locket because it costs 6. Opponent goes attacking, no blocks. Well, come on, something big. Ooh, Ingenious Infiltrator is about as much as we could hope for. Still not sure it'll be enough, but we'll see. Infiltrate. Hit ya. To 8. We get to draw 3. Play the land. Play Ornithopter. Pass the turn. Goes attacking. Hits us. Yeah. Wrath of God. Well, we got to make him counter it. So our opponent can counter back with the Mystical Dispute, but then at least it blows up all the sharks. All right, so there goes our board. We will Thoughtseize our opponent. Take the Mystical Dispute. Moon Circuit Hacker. Kaido. Well, okay. See what our opponent draws. Oh. Well, we made it close. Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, it is no longer close. We draw useless land. We'll loot with Kaido. Yeah, we draw 2 lands. We needed our opponent not to draw into more card draw. And now, yeah, there's no way back from that one. Against the odds time, we are trying to find out if ninjas means that Etrata is actually good now. Can you now win with Etrata? Etrata is a notoriously hard alt win condition, but a bunch of new ninjas might mean it's possible. We'll see. Well, play a land, go to combat, attack ya, ninjutsu, pick up Thousand Face Shadows, start writing cards. So no Etrata this hand, but turn 2 Infiltrator hopefully can draw us into it. Plains and... All right, Dire Tactics. Our opponent appears to be a humans deck. Well, let's Thousand Face Shadow and Thoughtseize you. Killian 2 Adalines, Izareth, Sorin. Well, take Sorin. Play a dead land past the turn. Next turn we can ninjutsu and fatal push something. Opponent Izareth. Sure. Well, land on blue. Go to combat. Attack you. Infiltrate you. Draw a card. Changeling Outcast. I guess our opponent can untap with the Izareth. It doesn't really matter. There's no creature in the graveyard, so... Opponent General Kudrow. Well, play Ornithopter. Hit you for 1. Kaido. Draw a card. Thoughtseize. Well, take Killian, I guess. Opponent. That does put a creature in the graveyard for Izareth, which is actually kind of awkward. General Enforcer. All right, gonna make a legendary human indestructible. Yeah, that is actually legendary human. That's kind of a cute synergy, Izareth and General Enforcer. Well, now I guess we gotta fatal push the General Enforcer. We'll see how aggressive our opponent gets. All right, opponent eats a Thoughtseize. Archfiend's Vessel. Opponent gonna go attacking. Hell, this might be close. We'll see. Oh, Etrata would be so insane against this deck. Oh my goodness. Where's our Etrata? Opponent's gonna go aggro. We're gonna take it. Down to 9. Drown in the Lock. Now, how do we do this? All right, so I think all right, Fatal Push. Fatal Push, General Enforcer. Actually, you know what? All right, go to combat. Get in with Changeling Outcast. Draw a card. Play the land. Make a ninja. Fatal Push, General Enforcer. Do we want to play Thousand Face Shadow? Maybe we do. Yeah, let's run it out. Run out the Thousand Face Shadow. Pass the turn. This is a matchup where I think if we can found Etrata, it is going to wreck our opponent. Dire Tactics. Kill Izareth. Opponent kills a Thousand Face Shadow. Passes. We draw land. Well, okay. Go to combat. Attack. Attack. Draw a couple cards. Etrata! Draw 2. Can we find Etrata? Drown in the Lock. Oh, all right. Well, no Etrata, but I guess it's a win. Well, we will bring in Bloodchief's Thirst, Infernal Grasp, Crippling Fear. We will go down. Thoughtseize seems a little sketchy. Let's just go down Thoughtseizes, run out like that. All right, we want Etrata. Etrata, oh my goodness, against a creature deck like this, it's kind of the dream matchup. We did see a couple of dire undercurrents, but still, even with a bit of removal, Etrata is just like the dream. Oh, hopefully we can find it. We drew a lot of cards too trying to find it. We just didn't find it in time. All right, I mean, we got to keep this. No Etrata, but this is another turn 2 Infiltrator hand, which is good. Good at hopefully finding Etrata. Hive of Thy Tyrant. Changeling Outcast go. And we got Satoru, which is also good. Opponent Plains and General's Enforcer. Well, land, go to combat. Attack. Ninjutsu Infiltrator. Digging for Etrata, like always. Hit you, draw a card. We didn't get to Etrata, but I guess it was a win. Apparently our opponent just could not keep up with the ninjutsu. Sweet. Against the odds time, we're trying to figure out if Etrata is playable now. Etrata, it's such a tricky card to win with, but ninjas might be the perfect way to finally make Etrata work. So we're gonna find out. Can we Etrata win in Historic? All right, let's just play the land. Thoughtseize you. Arclight Phoenix deck A. Well, we are going to take the So we take Crackling Drake. We play Moon Circuit Hacker. Our opponent kills it. Well, we're going to take Crackling Drake. Well, we'll see. Those 2 Arclights are super scary if our opponent can find Faithless Looting. We probably get pretty wrecked. Well, let's just Thoughtseize again. Take Unholy Heat. All right, well, hopefully our opponent never finds Faithless Looting. As long as our opponent never finds Faithless Looting, we're in business. Also, Etrata could be sweet. Opponent, land. Well, play the land. Kaido. Make a ninja pass the turn. All right, so opponent draws another Unholy Heat. Well, that's unfortunate. We did what we could to protect our Kaido, but it wasn't meant to be about it. Land. I mean, our opponent's eventually... Jeez, another Unholy Heat. Well, play the land. Play Changeling Outcast. Yeah, I mean, I think we pass. I think we got to counter this Arclight. Feels a little bit awkward because it's going to come back eventually, but I think that's just what we got to do for now. Oh, we really want to Etrata. Well, we've gone through the Unholy Heat part of the game. Our opponent has drawn 3 of them. So hopefully we're done with that for now. How we can avoid dying to these Arclights, that's another question. I mean, opponent hasn't gotten off to the fastest start, but... All right, we're going to counter that. Yes, we would prefer you not to find Faithless Looting and draw a bunch of cards. Well, now we got to find Etrata. More lands, even. Well, go to combat. You know what, Changeling Outcast. Pick it up for the Moon Circuit Hacker. Draw a card. Oh my god, that's so many lands. All right, well. That is way too many lands. Oh my golly gee williker. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Opponent, Spike Field Hazard, and also another card. Well, that's unfortunate. Opponent going to Spike Field Hazard. Oh my god, even more. Jeez, well, go to combat, attack you. Loot away this land. Please stop drawing lands, magic gods. Drown in the lock. All right, that's better than nothing. Not good, but better than nothing. Crackling Drake. Well, we will counter that. Draw a Castle Lockwayne. Well, okay, kind of. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Well, Etrata. Hit you with the hacker. Loot. Discard the land. Okay. Well, that's an answer to these Arclights. Opponent runs out the Arclight. Sure, sure, sure. We would love to find a ninja to go with the Etrata so we don't have to shuffle it back in. Oh, so close, so close. Well, now I guess we're going to have to shuffle it back in and just find another one. Yeah, I think that's the only real option. So go to combat, attack you. Yeah, let's loot just in case. Fatal Push. We might have to keep that. Yeah, discard Satoru. So we lose our Etrata for now, unfortunately. Kaido. Draw a card.
Get in, get out.
Pass the turn. Well, we got Fatal Pushes for days. Arclight, returning. Gonna stay aggro. Hits us. Down to 9. Opponent passes. Moon Circuit Hacker. That's not the worst. So go to combat, attack you. Ninjutsu. Draw a card. Etrata. Etrata. Oh my god, it's Etrata. Okay, Fatal Push. The Arclight. Etrata. Draw a card. Oh, the question is, are the Arclights coming back? Do they have 3 spells? Probably. Does that mean we're dead? Probably. Oh my god. Consider into a burn spell? Is that where we're at? Oh my god. Consider opt. Leaves it on top. Oh my goodness. Into the looting. Oh, so close. So close. Here they come. Okay, it's only one though. It's only one. Okay. That if they had hit another one, we were super dead. But with only one, we got a shot. So they get rid of the Kaido, but that's fine. That's fine, because we got Etrata. Okay, so combat, hit ya. Loot. Target the Arclight. Moon Circuit Hacker, pick up Etrata. Well, I think it might be happening. We don't want that to shuffle in. Ninjutsu it. Loot. Yes, please. We're at 9. All right, we're going to discard 1 Etrata. We're going to get rid of the Arclight. Go to our second main phase. I mean, the problem for our opponent is they just can't cast creatures now. Thought sees you. Takes Bright Dragon. Etrata. Ornithopter. Oh, we did it! I mean, we kind of did it. Please cast a creature. We're going to win with Etrata damage before we win with the 3. I mean, really though, Etrata exiled 2 Arclight Phoenixes that would have 1,000,000% killed us. 1,000,000%. There is no way. No way we're going to survive those 2 Arclights. So even though we might not have gotten the third hit counter, that was definitely an Etrata win. I don't think there's any way we win that without Etrata. None at all. Because we just don't, how else are we going to answer an Arclight? They're just going to keep coming back. Oh, Etrata's actually kind of sweet in this deck. About it. Are we salty roping? Don't like getting the Arclights exiled? I mean, in some sense, can't really blame our opponent. Like, it is pretty brutal. About it. Timeout number 2. I mean, if we untap it, we're attacking with just Etrata. Just for the ultimate Etrata win, just to make sure. As much as it's annoying to sit there as someone salty ropes, you kind of know that you got him good. Oh, really, opponent? How about an Etrata to the face? Oh, got him. That was impressive. Well, now we get to bring in Leyline of the Voids for days. So Leyline of the Voids for days. That might be most of what we want. What are we going down? That is a real question. Ornithopter loses a lot of its luster against this deck. Thoughtseize we can probably trim. I kind of want more removal. Maybe we bring in the Infernal Grasp and go down. Another Thoughtseize. You know what? Let's go up a Spell Pierce too. Run it like that. We'll see if our opponent even returns or if we just totally killed their desire to play Magic with that Etrata win. I don't know. Losing to Etrata, people aren't used to that. It is not a card you die to in any format ever. It is such a tricky one to win with. But ninjas are the way. They're the way to make it work. I think our opponent might literally be done. We Etrata'd him. Oh, you want some more? You want some more, opponent? I thought we had scared him away, but maybe not. Bring it. Etrata's here. Etrata didn't go anywhere. Not going to keep that hand. Ooh. Etrata 1-lander, eh? This hand's so risky. We're going to mulligan one more. All right. Well, bottom and bottom. Here we go. Well, we got an Etrata. The rest of our hand is pretty susceptible to removal spells, and we didn't find a Leyline, which would have been really helpful, but Changeling Outcast, go. About it ups. To the bottom. Ops. Bottom? Come on, give us another bottom. All right, another bottom. I think our opponent does have the mana, Den of the Bugbear, and a Faithless Looting. All right, opponent's off to a fast start. Do they got Arclights? 1 Arclight. Well, land on blue, go to combat, hit you with the Outcast, put an Infiltrator into play, pick up the Outcast, draw a card. Another Outcast. All right, so we got Outcast for days. I mean, they could get back at Arclight Phoenix this turn, maybe. And passes. Ooh, Spell Pierce. Well, play the land, go to combat, attack. Opponent fries. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. Well, Changeling Outcast. That is a removal spell that could have killed Etrata gone. We're gonna need to find a ninja though, because we don't have a way to ninjutsu it at the moment. Opponent, land. We probably Spell Pierce Faithless Looting if they flash it back. Spell Pierce is starting to lose its value at this point. Finale of Promise. They can't cast the Fry, right? I think that's fine. So opponent gets the Faithless Looting, which now I don't think we want to counter, because they don't get their Arclight Phoenix back anyway. Well, we draw land. Etrata. Hit ya for 2. Well, come on, ninjas. Opponent's down to 14. They have Unholy Heat. Well, there's a Drown in the lock. I'll hit ya. Well, now I guess we're the Changeling Outcast beatdown deck. Crackling Drake. Counter it. Come on, anything. Anything that's not more Changeling Outcasts. Opponent vases. More or lands. I should have said lands or Changeling Outcasts. Hit ya. Opponent down to 10. Even more. Oh, geez. Even more Crackling Drakes. All right, so opponent. Those are good ones. Plays a land. Passes. I'll go to combat. Attack ya. Thousand Face Shadow. Pick up an Outcast. Fatal Push. Hit you for 3. Opponent's down to 7. We're doing this the 1-1-iest way possible. Sprite Dragon. And, well, okay, Expressive Iteration joins the party. Gonna draw a bunch of cards. Gonna get back an Arclight Phoenix. Or not. Opponent passes. Well, Fatal Push isn't the worst. Fatal Push? Go attacking? Unholy Heat? Sure. Well, it is Changeling Outcast Tron time. Changeling Outcast time to shine. Opponent 0 cards in hand. They do have a Den of the Bugbear. They need like an Anger of the Gods off the top, I guess. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. If it's killing Changeling Outcast, it's not that exciting though. Ticks up, Oxymogonus. Oh, glad that's getting exiled. It's not cast without paying its mana cost. I'll go to combat, hit our opponent. I guess Leyline of the Void stops future shenanigans, maybe. All right, opponent needs the anger. They need the anger of the gods. These Changeling Outcasts are going to get the job done in the slowest, jankiest way possible. Opponent ticks up. Consider that's a redraw to find the anger of the gods or something similar about it. Considers. Keeps it. Gotta be something good. Gotta be something good. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh my goodness. Wow, we're gonna lose now. Wow. Wow, is that some hot running? Okay. Well, our Mold of 5 Changeling Tron plan is not going to quite get there, unfortunately.
You're going down.
Oh my, I can't believe our opponent hit Anger of the Gods the turn before they would have been dead. The odds on that are, our opponent was empty. Jeez, those were some good cards on the top of our opponent's deck. Chandra, Expressive Iteration, Anger of the God. Opponent hit. Wow. Straight heat. And we hit straight lands. All right. Well, now it's Chandra Ultimates. Well, I gotta say, losing to a Salty Roper is a little disappointing. Losing to the old Salty Roperino. I guess we run it back. We're on the play this time. Oh my golly gee. That was a Mold of 5 too. We're on the Mold of 5. We really got to beat this person. You can't reward Salty Ropers. Salty Ropers deserve every mulligan to 3 possible. I can't believe the Magic guys rewarded that. That's the part that bothers me, is the rewarding the Salty Roping. Like, if you Salty Rope, sure, that's on you, whatever. But if you Salty Rope and then top deck the Anger of the Gods when you're about to die to your Mold of 5 opponent who only has Changing Outcast, that's not fair. Where's the karma? Where's the magic karma? We need more magic karma in the universe. Well, we get to play first. 0 lands. See, I don't know what we did wrong, but something. We did something wrong. Because our opponent's getting all the karma, even though they don't. They're the Salty Roper, which is just it's wrong. It's a travesty. Plays a land, passes. Well, we will play a land, go to combat, attack you, and then we will infiltrate. Pick up Thousand Face Shadow. Hit our opponent, draw a card. Opponent ups to the top. Opponent untaps. Red mana. Dragon Rage Channeler. We'll go to combat, attack. Opponent takes it down to 16. We get to draw a card. Now play the land, play the Changeling Outcast. Play the Thousand Face Shadow. The problem is if our opponent untaps an Anger of the Gods, it's so brutal. All right, pass the turn. Opponent, more opting. This time with a little bonus surveilling thrown in. Leaves it on top. Okay, that's probably not good. Draws it, untaps. Faithless Looting, surveils. Well, it's not Anger of the Gods. Leaves it on top. Okay, so opponents had just all the perfect cards on the top of their deck, apparently. Arclight Phoenix and an Oxymogonus. Okay, that's not ideal. Well, we will Fatal Push the Dragon Rage Channeler. Play a land, go to combat attack. Thousand Face Shadow, pick up Thousand Face Shadow. Opponent. All right, kills the Changeling Outcast. Well, they get smacked. We get to draw a few magic cards. Just a few. Well, I think this mostly undoes our mulligan, at least. We will discard Castle Lockwane and 1000 Face Shadow, I guess. All right. Well, our hand is overflowing. Opponent, land. They need to have a pretty good turn at some point. Just getting back an Arclight I don't think is good enough. Crackling Drake. Okay. Well, play the land. Go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent blocks. How do we want to do this? Infiltrator. Actually, maybe we got to hold on to that. Let's 1000 Face Shadow. Pick up 1000 Face Shadow. Copy Infiltrator. Fatal Push Crackling Drake. Hit you to 6. Draw 9 cards. Okay. There's Etrata. We finally found an Etrata. All right, we're going to have to discard many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The question is, what do we want to keep? 6, 7, 8. All right, I guess we do that. I think that's fine-ish. Well, our opponent's back to needing Anger the Gods. Faithless Looting, desperately digging. Do they find it? Discard some cards. Considers. So now they need land and Anger the Gods. Getting back Arclight's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Consider. Okay, the Arclights are coming back, but our opponent is still going to be dead. Faithless Looting. Even if they get 3 Arclights, I don't think that matters. I think we got them. Yeah, give them an Arclight. Bring it. That's fine. Hits us. And opponent. Oh! All right. There is karma. There is karma and justice in the world. We didn't manage to win with Etrata the last game, but we got the Etrata win in game 1. And we did not allow a Salty Roper to win the match. So double win. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Etrata Ninja Surprise in Historic? And record-wise, I mean, we did pretty well. We did good enough to rank up on Arena from silver to gold. But still, I mean, winning record overall. As far as Etrata, it's still really tough to get that 3rd hit counter. Opponents, we saw multiple times throughout our games, would get 2 hit counters, and then they would just stop doing things, and then we'd win by just beating down with Etrata, which is still a pretty sweet Etrata win, but even with Satoru Umezawa, it's still really hard to actually physically see that last hit counter go on a creature, because opponents just play around it, like they know it's coming, which isn't a bad thing. Like, we're still winning the game with Etrata and its ability, but it would be sweet if we could actually see that last hit counter. On the other hand, the ninjutsu plan to save Etrata from shuffling back in worked really, really well. And Etrata is just kind of like perfect with ninjas in a whole bunch of ways. Like, yes, we can do the ninjutsu trick to save our Etrata from shuffling back in, but it's also an unblockable creature. So we can ninjutsu off of it if we want to and put an infiltrator or something into play if we need to. So there's all kinds of sweet synergies there. And we also just got to see Etrata be a really powerful, like, fair card. The best example is probably the Arclight Phoenix deck, where Arclight Phoenix would have wrecked us. We just don't have a way to deal with it permanently. Like, sure, we can kill it with a Fatal Push or something, but then it's going to come back, and it's going to kill us, and it's just going to keep attacking until we die. Etrata's exiling it was huge. It actually just straight up won us the game by exiling multiple Arclight Phoenixes. So I think that Etrata, I don't know, with ninjas, I think it's actually really, really sweet. Much more practical to at least pull off this pseudo 2-hit counter lock you out of playing creature win. So I think it's gotten way, way better, and the deck is pretty sweet. So anyway, that's Etrata. That's been Etrata Ninja Surprise and our Against the Odds for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.